Hello and welcome. I am Atomic Bergamot Breath and we are back with another Sword of Convallaria build video. Today we are going to cover a new Frosty Knight in the realm, Simona. I got lucky and pulled her on about 3 multis, and I definitely should have recorded those. I managed to get Lilywil with her and Miguel in the multi before, so it was pretty exceptional. I'm going to have some guide videos for them all as well. As usual, I'm going to try to front load these build videos with skill tree and then equipment information at the start for anybody just wanting to get in and see how to build the unit. Then after that, I'm going to go into a little more detail about stats and the unit's star information. So starting out, Simona is an insanely versatile unit. She can fill the role of support, sub DPS, and a terrific unit for even cheesing a lot of the maps. Her main 2 trees are Winter and Ice Shield. Fortunately, I think both sides are so good that it's going to be hard not to use those rare hard-won Castelias on her, as both trees have a bunch of uses in a lot of the content. I think it'll really depend on what teams you're using and what you really want to do and what you really need. At rank 1, we have 2 skills, Icy Blast and Ice Cone. Icy Blast is the one that I chose, and it deals 75% of her magic attack as AoE damage in a 2x3 area in front of her. It's only going to hit the first unit in each row, but it will inflict speed down and movement down 1 for 2 turns, as well as knocking back the enemies by 2 tiles. This is incredible for debuffing a group of enemies, finishing off a couple of weakened enemies, and my personal favorite, the cheese, shoving groups of foes to their deaths. The next one is Ice Cone. It picks a location within 3 tiles and deals 80% ice AoE damage to all foes within 1 tile radius of the chosen location. It's a nice option, but I think she has better choices, and I think that Icy Blast specifically is better. So at rank 3, we have Ice Assault and Ice Made Armor. This is one of the ones where I can definitely see people using a Castelia later on to get both. I know I definitely already did. Ice Assault is incredible. It's an instant magic damage based attack. Simona picks a tile within a 3-tile cross-shaped range around her, charges to it, and deals damage to every enemy in the line, as well as dealing ice damage equal to 100% of the current physical shield that she has, and gains Warrior Frost for 2 turns. It's ridiculous. Warrior Frost reduces all incoming damage by 30% and lets her move an extra tile if she's already on a frosty tile, which is really helpful considering the skill also makes the line that she charged through frosted. Ice Made Armor is a support skill. It's really neat. Simona picks a direction and basically gives every ally Armor of Ice, which is one of her signature abilities. It's amazing, and it grants the unit a shield equal to 60% of Simona's current magic attack, immunity to all frosty tiles, and a reactive skill that gives Move Down 1 debuff anytime the unit that is shielded is hit by an enemy. It also gives them Regeneration 1 for 2 turns, which will heal 10% of that unit's max HP at the end of their turn. This is turn, not round. So if you can give someone another turn, maybe using an Ana, they can heal twice. If Simona already has armor herself, this also costs 1 less energy consumption. It's a really handy skill for supporting some of your squishier units and making some of your tanks even tankier. Moving on to rank 5, we have Ice Shards and Protection of Ice. Ice Shards is a really cool reaction ability that occurs whenever Simona's Armor of Ice is destroyed. She deals 50% of her magic attack to all enemies within 2 tiles and inflicts movement down 3 on all targets for 1 turn, which is an insane debuff. And it keeps the movement down debuff going, which benefits her later on. Protection of Ice is a really standard but solid reaction. Whenever Simona is attacked by an enemy who has movement down debuff, which the rest of your kit already does, they will deal 30% less damage. So most of her kit will build up to that, and I don't necessarily think that you need to get it instead of Ice Shards. I grabbed both, but it's really based on the maps that you go to. Moving on to rank 7, we can finally cool down on the Castalias just a little bit. We have Flash Freezing, and we have the Battle Flag of the Union. So these are both really nice, but I think there are better leader skills. I grabbed Flash Freezing. It's a 3-range, single target attack, dealing 80% damage and inflicting, you guessed it, movement down 3 for 2 turns. If the targets already have movement down, it also inflicts frozen for 2 turns. Frozen is a really unique ability that will stop an enemy for 2 entire turns. They won't take any physical damage, but you can get around that by using fire attacks to thaw them and then deal more damage. It's really helpful for crowd control, and really just cool to see the animation. Battle Flag of the Union is, like I said, a leader aura. It gives anybody from the Union 10% attack and 20% defense. This is nice, but I think we already have better leader auras for the Union, so I kind of opted out for it. Rank 9 is where she gets her 2 basic attack replacements. We have Ice Maid Sword and Ice Attack. So Ice Maid Sword is pretty cool. It deals 110% damage, and if the enemy is afflicted with movement down, which they should be, or standing on a frosty tile, which they might be, she deals 30% more damage. The caveat is that this is going to be melee range only. Now, her second ability for the basic attack ones is Ice Attack. Simona deals 80% magical damage and inflicts movement down 1, but only on healthy targets for 1 turn. Frankly, this seems a little redundant, as most of her kit already applies movement down, and it's restricted to healthy enemies. Now, the last rank that Simona has is 11, and it holds her signature animated skill, Winter Doomsday, and another passive skill, Will to Survive. This is another part of the tree where once I get to rank 11, I may actually end up grabbing both skills. For Winter Doomsday, Simona selects 1 tile within a cross-shaped range and deals 70% ice damage to every enemy within a 5x3 area, which is enormous. She then summons 3 ice walls into the 3 center tiles. If one of these tiles is already occupied, she will inflict the frozen status on the target for 1 turn. This is amazing crowd control and a bit of damage. Not only does she deal a bit of damage and freeze, but she also creates more obstacles for foes to focus on. This works like the Lance of Longinus and like the dummy skill that you can summon, where foes have to start focusing on that and totally ignore you. It's a bit pricey at 3 energy, but I definitely think it's worth it. Her final skill is the passive Will to Survive. If Simona is in the dying state at the start of turn, she will go ahead and recover 50% of her health and regenerate 2 energy. This has a 2-turn cooldown, but I think it's a really nice passive to save you on maps where you think her shields might not last into the next turn, and she might need that little bit of extra healing. So I think it's really nice. I'm just going to wait and see once I hit to rank 11. My current setup for Simona is mostly a sub DPS with a little bit of crowd control. I like pairing her with Alexi so that they can support one another. For my equipment, I think the Starry Sky Heritage is probably her best in slot. Boosting her HP for survivability and further increasing her magic attack is never a bad thing. But I think Gazing Orb or the Diffusing Prism can be good follow-ups as well. For her equipment, I like to use the Old Scrolls of August. It's a free extra boost that she can provide to nearby allies. She's one of the fastest units in the game. So her going first in the rotation, she can do a free buff to a nearby ally before debuffing and attacking. It's a lot of like winning while you're winning, but I think this helps her snowball really well in a lot of content. For the tarot picks, I think Magician is her best in slot with its EX skill, as her AoE attacks can continue to build more damage. I think there's definitely an argument to be made for the Devil Tarot as well, if you can get the EX skill, which has the double stacks. This is going to work a lot better on maps where you're going to kill weaker mobs quickly, or where you know there's going to be a bunch of things that you're just going to knock off very quickly to get triple stacks really quick, and keep buffing while you're buffing. For anybody who just wanted the basic overview of this character, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy creating your own Winter Wonderland. For everyone else, we're going to start going into Simona's star information and stat placements. Looking at her stars, at rank 1, her attack and defense are increased by 5% each, and once every 2 turns, at the start of her turn, she will get her signature Armor of Ice, which again is a physical shield equal to 60% of her magic attack. It makes her immune to frosty tiles, and she will move down debuff anybody that attacks her while she still has the shield. At rank 2, she gets an additional 5% to both stats, increasing it by a total of 10%. So her attack and defense will go up, and it's just having more, and that is magic and physical attacks, as well as magic and physical defense. So her shields will go further, her damage is going to go further. It's really just nice. At rank 3, Simona begins to shine quite a bit brighter, as she's granted an additional effect. If she's put into a dying state after she's attacked, she will immediately gain another instance of Armor of Ice once per fight. This is really good for tight situations. That'll make it very rare for her to have deaths on the team. Furthermore, her start of turn ice armor no longer has a 2-turn cooldown, and in fact, it's once per turn. At rank 4, she gets another 5% buff, giving her a total of 15% attack and defense to her stats. It's, again, just a nice little improvement to keep her going. Finally, though, at rank 5, Simona gains an additional 10% attack and defense while she's shielded, and becomes immune to all of these different attribute debuffs. That's attack, physical defense, magic defense, critical, crit damage, damage in general, vulnerability, speed down, healing down received, no healing received, attribute buffs, etc. So like everything that enemies do to you on random maps, she will stop taking those, and it's incredible. Now, going to look at her stats, mine are not currently maxed out. Obviously, I am level 52. However, at 60, her base stats would be HP at 2,952, putting her at 34th out of 39 current legendary units. Her physical attack would be 1,026, which actually puts her at the 4th lowest, but it's mostly irrelevant as she's a magic attack user and won't be using her physical attack. Her physical defense is 485 base, being the 19th highest. Her magic attack is unsurprisingly one of the highest at 1,453. She will be the 6th highest magic damage dealer. Magic defense is going to be 474 at the 17th highest. Her speed is a whopping 271, which is the 2nd highest in the game. And her movement is only 3. However, with that being the average base movement, keep in mind if she's on a frosty tile, she will gain more movement. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you'd like more videos like this. If you have any thoughts or ideas about this video or requests for new videos, please comment them down below. My next videos that I want to do would be Alexi or Tidon. I think I might do Alexi since I know he combos incredibly well with Simona. I also stream 3 days a week on Twitch, currently Saturdays between noon and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Fridays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with channel information in the description. Thank you guys so much and have a wonderful day.